While I was watching the race, I noticed something strange. One of the stadium's support beams had a huge crack in it. I immediately had a bad feeling, but my girlfriend and my friends were having such a great time that I didn't want to ruin the mood, so I kept it to myself. Just then, a cowboy wearing a wide-brimmed hat sat down right in front of us, completely blocking our view. Lori quietly complained, and after hearing her, the cowboy politely moved to another seat. The roar of the race cars was deafening. A mother sitting in the front row even stuffed cotton into her kids' ears. My friends and I couldn't help laughing, but the very next second, a barrel of lubricant in the pit lane was accidentally knocked over, spilling oil all over the track. A race car pulling out of the pits instantly lost traction and started sliding out of control. Luckily, the driver managed to regain control and avoid a serious crash. But what nobody noticed was that the bolts holding the safety fence in place had also started coming loose. A moment later, a piece of paper drifted right in front of me. It was covered with pictures of race car drivers who had died. Then I noticed the words printed on the back of the man sitting in front of me. "You're next. Any questions?" A chill ran down my spine. The feeling of dread kept getting stronger, so I finally told Lori what I was thinking. She just smiled and told me I was being paranoid. Right then, a race car pulled into the pits for a tire change. Before the pit crew could remove a screwdriver, the driver accelerated away, leaving it behind on the track. Seconds later, car number 6 ran straight over it. The tire exploded instantly, sending the car flipping violently out of control. One of the wheels broke loose and rocketed straight into the grandstands, striking an unsuspecting spectator. Panic erupted in an instant as everyone started running for their lives. At the same time, a massive chain reaction crash broke out on the track. A flying hood pierced straight through a husband and wife. Amy was knocked to the ground and trampled by the terrified crowd. Then a massive engine came flying directly toward her. Andy struggled to his feet despite the pain, but he lost his footing, fell backward, and was impaled on a sharp wooden stake. By then, the grandstands had descended into complete chaos. Everyone was desperately trying to escape, but pieces of wreckage kept raining into the crowd. The aging structure of the stadium began collapsing. Hunt and Janet were struck by huge chunks of falling concrete. Lori and I didn't even have time to process what we'd seen. We shoved our way through the crowd and sprinted toward the exit. But the next second, an entire section of the grandstands collapsed. Before we could even react, car number 11 exploded in a massive fireball. Then I suddenly jolted awake. It had all been a vision. I was still sitting in the grandstands, watching the race. Just then, a cowboy sat down nearby. A second later, I noticed the mother in the front row holding cotton in her hand. My heart instantly sank. Every single detail was unfolding exactly the way I'd just seen it. The moment that race car pulled into the pits, I completely lost it. I urgently told everyone we had to leave right now, but nobody believed me. During the argument, we accidentally bumped into people sitting in the front row, causing a commotion. I grabbed my backpack, threw it over my shoulder, grabbed Lori's hand, and ran as fast as I could toward the exit. My friends chased after us, shouting and asking what was going on. Then, all of a sudden, a massive explosion echoed from inside the speedway. Everyone froze. The next second, a tire came flying out of the stadium.